3 sets of bones were found in the well-sealed tomb, with only skulls remaining on the coffin bed. Who did these skulls belong to, and why were they placed in the side chamber? The mural provided the answer. Exploration and discovery is about to air. Asterisk inside the excavation site. Asterisk episode 17. Around 5,000 years ago, it is said that the ancestor of the Chinese nation, the Yellow Emperor Zhuanyuan, was born in Yuxing and later settled on Zhuanyuan Hill. Today, many believe that both Yuxing and Zhuanyuan Hill were located in Xinjiang, Jiangzhou City, Hunan Province. More than 4,000 years ago, after Yu the Great controlled the floods, a new political center was established. Archaeological findings indicate that this center was in present-day Dingfang, Jiangzhou, a site later known as Wanchanggun. The first dynasty in Chinese history, the Xia dynasty, began to take shape. Over 3,000 years ago, the second dynasty, the Shang dynasty, established its capital here, and the remains of Zhengzhou's massive ancient city still stand in the city center. More than 2,000 years ago, during the Eastern Zhou period, the states of Zheng and Han left behind many well-known historical stories on this land. After the Han dynasty, Zhengzhou gradually declined as a political center, but due to its proximity to the ancient capitals of Luoyang and Kaifeng, it often remained a prosperous region. In early April 2016, while important relics were being uncovered at the Qingtai and Shuanghuai sites, a Han Dynasty tomb was also undergoing urgent rescue excavation in a busy urban area. Longhai Road is a major traffic artery in Jiangzhou, and the excavation site surrounded by construction fencing lies within a compound beside the road. The work here is being carried out by an archaeological team organized by the Zhengzhou Institute of Cultural Relics and Archaeology. This tomb is a Han Dynasty burial discovered in mid-March 2016 during infrastructure-related surveys. The tomb originally consisted of 3 parts: the passageway, the front chamber, and the rear chamber. The excavation site was part of a planned construction area. During routine surveying, soil samples taken with a Luoyang shovel indicated the presence of a Han Dynasty tomb. However, the limited probing was not enough to reveal the full picture. When the team cleared the rear chamber area, they made an unexpected discovery. There are 2 side chambers on each side, along with several additional rooms connected to the front and rear chambers. Based on the current stage of excavation, 7 tombs have been identified. This scale is considered relatively large for Jiangzhou. To excavate a brick chamber tomb, the standard procedure is to first clear the passageway, locate the tomb entrance, and then enter the hollow chamber from that point. However, for the Han Dynasty tomb before us, the upper structure had been damaged years ago during land leveling, and the chamber was filled with silt. As a result, the excavation could only proceed through a full open exposure method. A Han Dynasty brick tomb with both front and rear chambers and a passageway already indicates considerable wealth. So what does it mean when there are 7 such tombs? The passageway of this tomb is quite wide, and the overall structure is very large. Excavation has revealed 2 side chambers on each side of the passageway and the front chamber. These side chambers were likely used to store various objects at the time. Although the upper layers were destroyed, the lower sections of the side chambers still require further cleaning. Here you can see a central chamber of about 4 to 5 square meters. Its upper structure has also collapsed, but fragments of pottery were found during the cleanup. Since the excavation proceeds from top to bottom, the lowest layer has not yet been fully exposed. Are there niches near the bottom of the tomb? Could cultural relics still be preserved beneath the silt? Are there even additional tombs yet to be uncovered? These questions will need to be addressed in the next phase of excavation. This is a typical Han Dynasty clay vessel, decorated with patterns that are quite elegant. Although the vessel is broken, once all the pottery fragments are collected and cleaned, it can be restored. As the brick walls gradually emerged, team leader Gao Zanning noticed a patch of white plaster still adhering to a corner of the rear chamber. He immediately realized that this material could be highly significant. During the cleanup, traces of white ash were found in the rear chamber and on the back wall. This white plaster and ash were applied as a coating, suggesting that murals may once have existed here. Murals in ancient tombs often depict scenes from the tomb owner's life, containing as much information as a written historical text. Unfortunately, the original Han Dynasty murals had already suffered damage, and the team could only hope that later excavation might recover some remaining traces. When the tomb was first built, there were likely decorative patterns on the walls, but they are no longer visible. Still, the team continues excavating in hopes that some may survive in deeper layers. Could similar traces also exist in the other side chambers? If such remains are uncovered, careful cleaning may reveal additional patterns. Among the 7 tombs, one other Han Dynasty tomb with painted walls has been found in Jiangzhou's archaeological history, the Dahiding Han Tomb in Xinmi, Jiangzhou. As early as 1959, archaeologists excavated two Han Dynasty tombs in Dahiding village, Xinmi County. The tombs belonged to Zhang Boyer, the governor of Hongnan County, and his wife. In the tomb of Zhang Boyer's wife, located on the east side, researchers were astonished to find that the walls of the 7 chambers and the arched ceilings were covered with large, colorful murals spanning more than 200 square meters. Most of these murals depict scenes from the tomb owner's life, including rent collection, receiving guests, banquets, dancing, theatrical performances, and travel. Unfortunately, when the tomb was discovered, a looting tunnel piercing the roof was also found. Combined with the limited preservation technology available at the time, what people see today is only a reproduction of the original murals. Although Jiangzhou lies in the densely populated heart of the Central Plains, very few ancient tombs have preserved murals in good condition. So why was Gao Zanning able to infer the presence of murals from such subtle clues? In November 2010, he was assigned to lead a small team to assist with cultural relic surveys along the Dengfang section of a new highway. Infrastructure projects typically follow a sequence: survey, exploration, and then excavation. Exploration conducted alongside construction is routine work for the Jiangzhou Institute of Cultural Relics and Archaeology, and significant discoveries are not always expected. But when he took on this assignment, the young Gao Zanning was full of confidence. Previous surveys had shown that many cultural relics were distributed along the planned route. He hoped to uncover valuable remains with his own hands and gain more field experience. During one exploration trip, the team noticed that the prospectors had already made a test pit. When Gao used the Luyang shovel to probe the area, he struck something hard, and a bit of blue brick powder came up with the soil. Seeing the blue brick fragments, the team suspected that there might be a structure or tomb beneath the surface. The sight of the bricks excited the team, and they decided to continue drilling until they understood what lay below. The shovel struck downward with force, and after breaking through the brick layer, it suddenly dropped. Gao concluded that this might be a relatively intact tomb. Based on previous experience with brick chamber tombs, most looters' tunnels enter through the roof, causing soil to collapse into the chamber and allowing rainwater to fill the interior. The situation before them suggested that the newly discovered burial mounds were likely well preserved. The opportunity came unexpectedly, and the team immediately continued drilling around the tomb. Sure enough, another tomb was found to the northwest, less than 10 meters away. Gao Zening was thrilled at the possibility of discovering two brick chamber tombs, though some veteran team members felt the young leader might be celebrating a bit too early. When we encountered bricks during exploration, some thought the tomb might be small and of limited significance, as many brick chamber tombs had been excavated before. With the tombs so close together, their scale was assumed to be modest. Zhengzhou has been densely populated since ancient times, and countless tombs lie beneath its lowest soil. At the same time, the Central Plains region has historically experienced frequent warfare. Periods of unrest often led to waves of tomb looting, leaving many ancient tombs empty. Over thousands of years, some tombs were not just looted once, but repeatedly. Han Dynasty tombs may have been robbed during the Tang and Song dynasties, again in the Ming and Qing dynasties, and possibly even later each intrusion causing further damage. Despite this, Gao Zening remained highly motivated. Continuing the excavation work in Tangzhuang years earlier, the archaeological team eventually designated the two newly discovered tombs as Tomb No. 2 and Tomb No. 3. After submitting the report, the 6-member Cultural Relics Survey team, including Gao Zening, was reassigned to conduct full archaeological excavation on site. Although the team was small, they decided to excavate both tombs simultaneously. On November 23, 2010, rain and snow fell. Excavation began that day. All cultural remains uncovered were handled strictly according to field archaeology regulations, using exploratory excavation methods to document the original state of the site and clean it layer by layer according to chronological sequence. Earlier surveys had shown that the two brick chamber tombs were aligned north-south, positioned in the northwest and southeast. The team set up probes on the tops of the two tombs, which were only 8.5 meters apart, and began removing soil downward from the upper edge of the passageway and the opening at the top. At first, they removed about 50 centimeters of what they called disturbed soil, meaning modern soil that had accumulated above the tomb. Once this layer was cleared, the roof of the tomb began to emerge. Although the team had suspected from the beginning that the tomb might be well preserved, they were still thrilled when the roof of Tomb No. 3, the largest of the group, was cleared first, revealing a fully intact dome-style vaulted ceiling.